Ding, 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 ding. Hello, everybody. Cal Banyan here. Cal Banyan's Hypnosis, etc. And I've got a fabulous guest, and I'm very excited. I've been thinking about having her on the show for a long, long time. I think you're going to like her a lot. Let me tell you a little bit about Kimberly. Kimberly Lorenz is a true believer, my favorite kind of hypnotist. It's not just book learning or she took a class or something like that. She learned hypnosis, the 5 pathway, and self-hypnosis, 7 pathway, and it changed her life. She experienced a personal healing through it. And so I believe it was about a year and a half ago, she got her initial certification, and she's just been going. She's a real self-starter. She got advanced 5-path certification last year, and she's also a 7th path teacher of the ultimate 9th degree. That's like probably only less than 5 to 10% of all 5-path certified hypnotists get to that level. And certified professional hypnosis instructor, that means the same courses that I teach for certification, the 25/7 course, which is 25 hours of pre-study and then 7 days in class. She teaches that. And she's also a leader in social media. Let's see, she's got a following on, oh God, where'd it go? TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. With no further ado, let's welcome Kimberly. Hi, Kimberly.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
All right. So I got a whole list of questions.
Okay.
If I was a gentleman, I would have sent them ahead of time so that you could prepare, but I like the spontaneity of all this. So tell me your story. Like, what got you interested in hypnosis? What'd you do next? All the way up until, gosh, what you're doing now.
Okay, well, I would say that my story started a long time ago when I started experiencing some chronic illnesses, and I spent, about 20 years getting progressively worse. Started with my first child being born, and that was about 21 years ago. And I just kept getting worse and worse. And so I was thoroughly convinced that there was something physically wrong with me. And so I went to doctor after doctor and specialist after specialist, and I flew across the country. And all they would tell me was that there really wasn't much wrong with me except for a little bit of thyroid problem, but I didn't believe them. And so I kept hunting and searching for an answer, convinced that there was something wrong with my physical body. And I experienced a very traumatic event where my family's home flooded, and I lived in a hotel for 20 weeks, and it was very, very stressful. And right after that, I started experiencing debilitating pain and panic and all sorts of real negatives in my life. I couldn't get off the couch. I couldn't parent my kids. And I was terrified. I didn't want the rest of my life to be this way. And so I started searching. And I first came across hypnosis as an idea for helping maybe just a little bit of the emotional panic that I was experiencing, but not as a answer to my physical problems. But I thought, that's total hooey. Those people that do hypnosis are cray-cray. And so I just forgot about it for a while. But then I just got even more desperate. I saw more people and I never got better. So that's when I really thought maybe I need to try something different. And that's when I came across your face on the internet.
Oh, and there I was.
Yeah.
Tell us more.
Okay. So what I did was I started doing research, and I found that you had a system that kind of worked for everything. And I thought, well, I really don't have anything else to lose, but I was still terrified. So I thought, I'm not going to go to a hypnotist because what if something bad might happen? So I'll just become a hypnotist. Maybe I can help people and I'll fix myself, because I was too scared to let someone else fix me. So I saved up the money and I came to your center a year and a half ago in the summer of 2019 and had a truly life-changing experience. It broke me down. It built me back up. It gave me all the tools I needed to become better, and I started getting better right away. It was
How are you feeling as you're talking about
it? I'm so excited because every day I'm convinced more and more that this is hypnosis needs to be out there for people. They don't know what it is. It has such a bad reputation, and people need to know that it can absolutely save your life, because I was on the road to a lifetime of being more and more debilitated and fatter and sicker and early death. That's the road that I was on, and I didn't want to be on that road anymore. And I had nothing left to lose. So I dove all the way in, and here I am a year and a half later doing things that I only dreamt about, even when I was at my healthiest, when I was in my 20s, standing up, presenting, helping people with confidence. And I'm pushing myself in ways that I never dreamt possible, but always wanted. And my life is totally different now. And I love it. And I'm in love with hypnosis, and I'm in love with 5-Path. And I just want everybody to get it. I love it so much.
Yeah, you went from, I read a little bit of your story, from barely being able to get from bed to the couch to now you're going to the gym and working out and doing all that.
Yeah. I work out every day. I push myself, and it's not always easy, right? But I've started deciding that in my life, I'm going to push myself and start looking forward to those difficult moments where I can grow. I spent my whole life up till then with all sorts of emotional problems, protecting myself from that pain. And now my motto is just keep pushing, just keep growing, and let those uncomfortable moments come, because it's okay. They're not going to hurt you. They're going to help you grow.
Well, what did your husband think about your cray-cray wife?
Well, he thought it was a little crazy. In fact, I said to him the night I decided I was going to become a hypnotist and fix myself, I think I want to become a hypnotist, but don't say anything yet. Just think about it, because I know it sounds a little crazy. Let's talk about it this weekend when you've thought about it for a few days. And of course, he was always going to support me, but it sounded a little cuckoo to him and me at first.
And your kids, you got 3 kids?
I have 3 children.
Now, how do you fit all this in with 3 kids and a husband to take care of?
Well, I'm very busy, but I'm always getting more and more stamina and energy. And that's what hypnosis has brought me: more energy, more stamina. My body works better. I have less pain. And I make it work. I mean, it's not for everybody, but you can do it. One of the things that 5-Path and 7-Path really did for me is I helped my children, because of me, were experiencing a lot of emotional problems and panic and fear and all sorts of things were going on in my family that I also wanted to help. And through what I learned, I haven't done actual hypnosis or 5-Path on my children, but I've given them the truth about me that the 7-Path gave me, and I gave it to them, and now they're better. They got better just because mom got better. And so our whole family works better. We're not perfect, but we all feel better. There's more love. There's more bonding. It's just all better because of what 5-Path and 7-Path gave me.
Awesome. As you talk about that, I'm thinking about the recognition in which we learn that we are both student and teacher.
Very true.
Yeah. Because kids don't often do so much as what we ask them to do as what we do as models. And you've shown your children that you can really get beat up or hurt or be in a bad place, and through your own positive effort, turn your life around. And I think that is a huge gift you've given to them. Have you recognized that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what in fact, I had that conversation with my daughter just the other day, because she's following that little pattern that I had before now. I mean, about not taking too many risks, a little bit afraid to go get her first job. And I said, hey, you can't spend the rest of your life sitting here protecting yourself. It's going to hurt a little bit, and I wouldn't have been able to tell her that before. I don't know what I would have done, but I don't think it would have been as good as understanding how she feels and still able to push her where she needed to go.
Awesome. Yeah. Some people, you try to push your kids, and if you haven't done it, you feel like a hypocrite, right? So you can't say it with your whole heart. Okay. So now I'm curious. So you take the certification course, you say, I'm in, right? And now you've got a full-time business, or tell us about your practice now and how you got there.
Okay. So I came back and I absolutely decided I was going to go. I homeschool my children still. So I was going to go instead of full time, we kind of consider 4 days a week seeing clients and 1 day for office. I was going to do clients 3 days a week. So I wasn't quite full time. And I came home and I set up an office and I set up a website and I set up my Google ads and I just saw clients as often as I could. And I followed the system that I learned in class. I didn't do much more. I didn't do anything else more than that. I really just studied, and saw as many clients as I could. And very quickly, within 4 or 5 months, I was seeing, I would say, about 4 to 6 people a week, which to me was about 75% full. And I felt really good about that. Then COVID came and things took a dip for a while. And that's okay, because I realized it was a great time for me to relearn, go back, and I retook the class with you so I could, just get even better. And it really helped. So I retook the class at about 8 months out of the first class. And that really helped. And then people started coming back in to see me. So I started using more knowledge, and I was able to finish seeing my first 25 clients in, I think it took me 11 months. So yeah, I mean, it really started to pick up there towards the end.
Yeah, and I talk about the first 25 clients as kind of being a milestone, because that means if you're a five-pather,
Yeah.
you will have seen at least 100 sessions, right? And you really got that level of competence where you're going, I think I can handle anything that walks through the door. Am I right?
I absolutely agree. I found that as I went through about every 5 clients or so, I had this mental graph in my brain and I could see I'd leveled up again and leveled up again. And about that time you reach that 23rd, 25th client, you really start feeling like you really get what you're doing. It sort of becomes a part of you instead of something that you're reading. You understand, you're able to kind of improvise as you go now because you have a deeper understanding, sort of like a musician who really understands what he's doing. He can just go off the page and start improvising. And I feel like around 25 clients, you can do that, or you can begin to start doing that.
All right, awesome. What's it like, do you think, you've been homeschooling and you're kind of used to that flexibility, and to have a profession where you can still be very flexible as opposed to having to go into an office for 8 hours a day or whatever? What's that like for you?
I stink and love it. I could not work for somebody else. And I knew that before I was in hypnosis. I'm even more convinced of it now. I'm just an independent thinker and I want to make my own schedule and I want to be able to take my daughter to play practice. And it is fantastic because I can do that. I can take time off if I want to. I can work from home if I want to. There's so much flexibility. It is absolutely honestly, I can't think of a better profession, but I love it so much. I could not check in, check out 8 to 5 every day. That would drive me crazy. I love being completely independent and able to just be creative as I go.
Are you seeing clients in your home or online?
I see clients in my office and online. Just depends on what they want. I give them the opportunity to do either if they're local. And then I do see clients long distance, in other countries even, online.
Isn't that amazing? I mean, you've been in the profession like a year and a half and already you've got an international clientele. How did that happen?
It was referrals and my name getting out there and people talking about the good work that I was doing. And it just happens when you really focus on giving good work, doing good work and helping people, they're going to talk about what you do for them. So it just happens.
Okay, I'm going to be a little bit nosy here. Don't have to talk any numbers, but what's it been like for all of a sudden you bringing an income into the family?
That has been such a life changer. It's been really, really helpful. We were a single income family for 20 years and it's been hard. It's been really, really hard. We were committed to that homeschool lifestyle, being there for our kids for all sorts of different reasons. We wanted them home and it was really tough. And now I can do both. I can help bring money in and actually per hour, I make a lot more than my husband now. And
you.
It's really great. He loves it. He's so happy. And it's great. It really is enabling us to really proceed in the areas of our lives where we were having to just wait.
So he's a true believer now too.
He absolutely is. He is very supportive. He's my technical advisor, and he does some of my Google stuff for me because he's a marketing guy, and he helped me set up my website. So he helps me with that technical stuff because my brain doesn't work that way.
Okay. Speaking about tech,
Yeah.
so you have online presences on these social media. Tell us a little bit about that, what you like and what you're doing and stuff like that.
Well, I really, really love Facebook and YouTube. I think they are, Facebook's kind of like that first big social media giant, and it's not going anywhere very quickly. And I think YouTube, of course, is kind of perennial and wonderful. And everybody should be doing that if they are a coach or a hypnotist and they're out there. But recently, because of COVID, I got on TikTok, and I love that. There's like 70 billion or million. It was a big number with lots of zeros. Many, 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 many people on TikTok. And I'm sure that my niche is there. So I've been on TikTok making videos and having fun and putting sounds on there. And it's really fun. And I like being out there where people can see me and I can interact with people and answer questions. And so that's what I do primarily: Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok.
Okay, so while we're on the subject, and I don't forget, can you give how do they find you on these different things?
Well, of course I get my content out there, right? And so for Facebook, of course, you can just put content up. You can put up videos, questions, and things. Yes. What's the question?
That's not what I meant.
Okay.
Mean, if they want to see your channels and stuff,
how do they find it?
How do they find you? Yeah. I mean, they go, oh, I like that Kimberly. I want to see her on TikTok. I want to see her on YouTube. I didn't want you to have to work so hard to explain your marketing process.
Got it. All right. So on TikTok, you can find me at Expert Kimberly Lorenz. That's my handle. On Facebook, it's at Expert Kimberly Lorenz. So it's the same one. And on YouTube, it's Kimberly Lorenz, the Worthiness Expert on YouTube.
Awesome. So if you send me those links, I'll put them in with the newsletter and stuff that announces this video. Okay. Because people can just click because that's even easier. All right. Let's see. Now here's a trick question. So was it all roses or did you have some challenges? And if you did, how'd you overcome them?
That is such a great question. I'm glad you asked because it's not easy. This wasn't easy, but it was worth it. And I actually, like I said earlier, I relish that challenge now to grow and become better, but it wasn't easy. And I had to work really hard. Those first 25 clients were, quite frankly, pretty terrifying at first. And I just had to keep going, knowing that it helped me and it can help them. And no matter how I wasn't quite sure all the time if I did it right or not, it was okay. And I just kept going. And every step of the way, this profession has challenged me to grow as a person, as a hypnotist. And so it's not easy. If it were easy, then everybody would be doing it. But it's worth it.
Well, what kept you going?
What kept me going? Oh, like I said, I love it because it helped me so much. And the good results I get from my clients is what kept me going. Okay. At first, I had a partner too. My sister was also a hypnotist at the time. And so we would help each other and encourage each other when we felt a little bit down.
Okay. Speaking of clients, do you have a favorite client story?
A favorite client story? Sure. My favorite client story was a sweet lady in her 60s who just came to me because she felt a lot of guilt and a lot of anxiety in her life. And she needed some help feeling better about herself. And through the course of what we did in the sessions with her, she's just effusive with what I've done for her. She really came to understand that none of the bad things in her life that happened to her should make her feel bad about herself, because it wasn't her fault. And she doesn't have to carry that guilt around or feel bad about herself. In fact, she can stand up for herself, which is something that she never really had been able to do before. And so she, in her 60s, feels like she got her life back. She can suddenly be who she's supposed to be. And really just wanted to take me out to lunch the other day, and I couldn't because I had more clients. But that's the kind of rewarding experiences I get to have every time I finish working with the client. Is they're just so happy with what they've gotten from the process.
Awesome. Hey, I'm going to wrap it up here in a minute or two. What do you want people to know that I maybe didn't ask you about or you didn't say anything about yet?
What do I want people to know? Hypnosis has not such a great reputation with maybe our culture, but it's absolutely legitimate and it can absolutely help you transform your life. You can go from being couch bound like me in constant pain to out, living your life again. And it's possible for anybody that wants it. And it's absolutely legitimate. It is not woo woo science. It is legitimate.
It's not cray cray.
It's not cray cray.
Awesome. All right. I think I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to invite you to stay and maybe we can do one or two more video recordings. Is that okay with you?
Sounds great.
And we put them up, in succession over the weeks and that kind of thing. So one more time, let everybody know how, if somebody wants to have sessions with you or take your course, my course through you, where would they go?
They would go to my website, lorenzhypnosis.com, or they can find me on any of my social media. Facebook is at Expert Kimberly Lorenz and TikTok is at Expert Kimberly Lorenz.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming out. And we're going to do some more great things together. Now, everybody else, as you know, of course, you can get me at calbanyan.com. My schedule for training is always there. You can also, if you want to do sessions with me, my sessions are very limited. I fill up, sometimes weeks, months in advance. So, but the training schedule is being built right now. And so give us a call. That's it. Cal Banyan. I don't have my bell with me today. Ding, ding, ding. Over and out.